Okay, we'll start this laws of motion and directly I'm attempting first based on the tensional strings, then few from constrained equations, one or two models, then the questions related with friction we'll attempt. Okay. So a standard model appeared in many exams. So keeping in view of its importance, I am telling you, please take the problem. A uniform rod of length, a uniform rod of length 30 centimeters, a uniform rod of length 30 centimeters and of mass 3 kilograms is pulled from both the sides, by the constant forces of 20 newtons and 32 newtons. Find the force exerted by the 20 centimeter part of the rod. Find the force exerted by the 20 centimeter part of the rod on the other part. 20 centimeter part of the rod on the other part. So assuming that the linear density is remaining constant, so directly because the lengths are in the ratio 2:1 and the mass is 3 kilograms, this portion will have the mass of 2 kilograms while the other portion will have the mass of 1 kilogram. This is a conclusion drawn by us. So if you attempt to draw the free body diagrams, then this is the 1 kg portion. So here 20 Newton force will be acting, and this is the reaction of this 1 kg mass on the 2 kg mass. So this is the weight of it, normal reaction. And of course, because 2 kg mass is more, its acceleration of 1 kg mass will be towards right. And coming to the 2 kg mass, the importance of these problems lies in identifying the free body diagrams. This is 2 kg. So this is the reaction of 2 kg on 1 kg. And this is the 32 Newton force. This is W2 N2. So from these two diagrams, if A is the acceleration, then we'll have, first of all, for this 32 minus F is the resultant force on 2 kg portion. So it is equal to m into a. Because they are connected body systems, they will have common acceleration. Next, second one is F should be more than 20 newtons for the smaller portion to have acceleration towards right. So it is minus 20 plus F should be equal to 1 into A. So thus we will get 3A will be equal to 12. Therefore, A will be equal to 4 meters second to the power of minus 2. So we wanted the force exerted by 20 centimeter part of the rod on the 10 centimeter part of the rod. So from this we'll get, this equation, minus 20 plus F is equal to 1 into A. From that we can write F is equal to, this is the force exerted by right portion of the rod, that is 20 centimeters part of the rod and the 10 centimeters part of the rod. So it is A 1 into A plus 20. So it is 24 newtons. That's all. No friction, nothing. Simple case. If you finish, just you inform me. We'll go to next. Aryan, come in time, man. Even Manaswini, you were very timely. You were coming earlier. Be in time so that I can have to conclude at least by 9:40 because I have another class at 10 o'clock. So I cannot stretch up to 10 o'clock. I have my problem. I told Anand sir, I am telling you also, if you are at 8 o'clock sharp, we can have 1 hour 40 minutes class. After you complete, please inform me.
Completed.
Good. I take the next question. Calculate the tension in the string in the given arrangement. In fact, they are all the basic source is Irido only. Many books now they have taken from it, especially DC Ponde is wonderful copy master, and even Ashish Arora. All these people, the basic origin is Irido. Normally for advanced, we will be doing Irido only. Because I believe the Swami Vivekananda's philosophy, if you aim the peaks of Himalayas, all the other mountains will be easy. So that's the main theme, logic behind your solving problems from this book. Simple question. Here also friction is not there. This is M2, M1. No friction is there. So free body diagrams for M1 and M2 we can write. Given M1 is equal to M2 is equal to 1 kilogram. So it is first for the block M1. Free body diagram is, this is the tension M1G N1. So we will get directly from this, because no friction is there, T is equal to M1A. Coming to M2, this is M2G here is a tension. So if you want acceleration in downward direction, then m2g minus t should be equal to m2a. So in place of t, if you substitute this and if you solve for a, we'll be getting it as m2 by m1 plus m2 into g. So this will be coming out to be g by 2. Therefore, tension, if the same string is there throughout, tension remains same everywhere. So this is the tension. So it is m1 is 1 into g by 2. That is, if you are asked to take 10 as the g, then 5 newtons is the tension. Simple question. Even this is also very standard concept. Here is a wedge. Of mass m naught, and here is a small block placed on this wedge. This angle is theta. So this is a thread, and at its free end, another block m is suspended. No friction, and pulleys are also frictionless pulleys. And of course, tension should be there. So here also we'll draw free body diagrams for three objects. One is small m on the wedge, second is capital M, and third is m naught. So the free body diagrams respectively are for the hanging block. We'll be getting mg minus t should be equal to ma. And for this block on the wedge, yeah, normal reaction will be like this. So we'll be resolving it into components, and we'll get n sine theta will be equal to ma, and n cos theta will be equal to mg. Because if it is pulled towards right, because of this wedge, it experiences a pseudo force. That pseudo force will give it an acceleration a. So n sine theta will be equal to ma, and n cos theta will be equal to mg for this block. And coming to the wedge, yes, here normal reaction on it because of this block placed on the wedge. This is the normal reaction, and this is of course m naught a pseudo force, and this will be horizontal component of normal reaction. So we'll be getting it as T is equal to, T minus T is towards right and n sine theta is towards left. So T minus n sine theta will come out to be m naught a. So on using these three sets of equations, standard formula you can remember, many times it appeared in the exams. So the mass of the block, freely hanging block, that was a question. Find the mass of the freely hanging block. So it will be m naught plus m by cot theta minus 1 is the final formula. I gave the source of the equations. Now you have to solve them to get the value of mass. The question is find M. This is the question. Yeah, if you finish, you please let me know. In fact, we can do them by taking separately, but because it is a stock model, I prefer this style.
Completed, sir.
Good. This is also a concept to be remembered. A body of mass small m a body of mass small m is placed on a smooth inclined plane on a smooth inclined plane in the cabin of the lift as shown. In the cabin of the lift as shown. Find the time taken by the body. Find the time taken by the body to slide down the smooth inclined plane. Find the time taken by the body to slide down the smooth inclined plane given the base length of the lift is capital L. Given the base length of the lift is capital L. So you can call it as A, B, C, and from this you can write cos theta will be equal to BC by AB. And AB, we want the length of the inclined plane because that is a displacement. For the block to slide down, the displacement is AB. So that is nothing but the length of the inclined plane. So it will be equal to L by cos theta. So the body should displace through this distance to slide down. Then, if you can draw the free body diagram of this block, on the inclined plane. So because this is on the surface of the inclined plane, so it is experiencing an upward force MA naught. In turn, a pressing force, reactional force will act on the small m in downward direction. So it will be MA naught I think you are getting it. Remember, this block will be pressed by this inclined plane in upward direction. As a result of that, there will be reaction which will be acting in downward direction on this block. That is M into A naught. In addition, the weight of the block is acting in downward direction. So resolving them into components, yes, here this will be M A naught sine theta, because here this angle will be angle with the vertical will be theta here, and the horizontal component due to the weight of the block mg sine theta plus the vertical component due to weight of the block mg cos theta, and the vertical component due to the force experienced by the block in downward direction due to the upward motion of the lift is ma naught cos theta, and this will be the normal reaction. So directly from the diagram, n is equal to, it is m into cos theta into g plus a naught, and this will be the accelerating force in downward direction. Therefore, the accelerating force on this block on the inclined plane is m sine theta is common into g plus a naught. So on cancelling, you are getting a is equal to g plus a naught into sine theta. Next, using our second equation, because the block starts from rest at A, so this is half AT square. Therefore, T will be equal to root of 2s by A, means this is root of 2 into small l by g plus A naught into sine theta. Again, in place of L, because that's not given in the problem, you are given the base length. Therefore, I get finally it is root of 2L by G plus A naught into sine theta cos theta. This can be also represented as 4L by G plus A naught into sine 2 theta. Mathematical logic should be applied whenever it is needed. Four L by G plus A naught into sine 2 theta. The reason is sine 2 theta is, 2 sine theta cos theta. So if you want sine theta cos theta, sine 2 theta by 2. So that goes to numerator, and the time taken by this block to slide down the rough inclined plane is root of 4L by G plus A naught into sine 2 theta. You can standard model, because the lift is moving up. If he says lift is moving down, in place of plus you will get minus. If it is moving with uniform speed, acceleration is 0, so it becomes 2L by G sine theta under root. You have to modify.
Completed, sir.
Good. Yeah, please take the next question. Find the acceleration of 1 kg block. Find the acceleration of 1 kg block comma, tension in the string and force by the clamp on the pulley. And force by the clamp on the pulley. In the given arrangement. So here is the all standard problems. You will find them in many books. Here is a pulley, and this is the another pulley. So from the clamp, this is 1 kg. Here is 2 kilograms. So first, let us try to draw the free body diagrams. So here, let us call this tension as T naught. And this as T. So first, for the block, let us call this as M1 and this as M2. So for the block M1, T of course is equal to 2T naught from the diagram. M1G, normal reaction. And yeah, here we apply the constraint equations. Because T is equal to 2T naught, so according to the constraint equation, A1 is equal to A by 2. There are derivations, we need not go for it. Remember, if tension here is 2T naught, then its acceleration will be half of the other block. That is the relation. T naught is the tension on M2. T is the tension on M1. This is tension on M1. 2T naught, T naught is the tension on M2. So tension on M1 is twice the tension on M2. So its acceleration will be half that of second block. A1 is equal to A2 by 2 or simply A by 2, and acceleration of second block I am assuming it as A. Sorry. Next, coming to this block. This is simple arrangement only. This is M2G, tension T naught. So we'll have M1A, because they are connected by string. So M1 into A should be equal to T1. M1A1, that is 2 into A by 2 must be equal to 2 T naught because T1 is equal to T naught. Therefore, I get T naught is equal to A by 2. Then coming to this, M2G minus T naught is equal to M2A. So T naught is M2 into G minus A. So this T naught I got A by 2 is M2G minus M2A. From this we'll get G is equal to 3 by 2A or A is equal to 2 by 3. So from this T naught, it is G by 3. Because T naught is equal to A by 2, that is equal to A is 2 by 3G. So G by 3 newtons. And if you want T, 2G by 3, T1 I mean. T1 is equal, T is equal to, it's not T1. Yeah, correct. T1 is equal to, T is equal to 2G by 3. So you have to find the force by the clamp on the pulley. Here is the pulley. These are the forces acting on it. T naught and T naught. So this is the normal reaction of the clamp on the pulley. So the angle between these two tensions is 90 degrees. Therefore, N will be root 2 T naught. That's all. Root 2 T naught. Here you have, of course, two different threads are there, hence tensions are different. Here it is T naught, here it is T. So we get T is equal to T naught. So by applying the constraint equations, we'll be getting it as, because T is equal to T naught, A1 will be equal to A2 by 2. Finished? Huh? Now let us bring friction into picture.
Completed.
Good. So it is given M1 is equal to M2 is equal to M0. Masses of the pulley and threads. Masses of the pulley and threads are negligible. Find acceleration of M0 with which it comes down. Acceleration of M0 with which it comes down. Next, tensions in the threads. Tensions in the threads binding the blocks M1 and M2. Binding the blocks M1 and M2. If the coefficient of friction between these bodies, if the coefficient of friction between these bodies and the surface is mu, and the surface is mu. You can try with putting some numericals also. Yeah, here this is a block M0. So I'm attempting to do the free body diagrams. M0G, tension, its acceleration is A. So I'll get, here all I am writing, M0G minus T should be equal to M0A. So from this T1, because two threads are there, I'm showing them. This is T2, T1. Therefore, T1 will be M0G minus M0A. Call it as some 1A. Next, let us write for the M1 from the free body diagram. This will be T1. This will be T2. This will be its acceleration. Because the block is attempting to move towards left, the kinetic friction on it will be acting towards right. So this is how we are bringing the kinetic friction. You know very well, on a horizontal surface, Fk is equal to mu into N, N1. N1 is, of course, normal reaction is mu into M1 into G. So T1 and T2 are acting in opposite directions. Even Fk1 also is acting in opposite direction. Therefore, the accelerating force on M1, T1 minus T2 minus Fk1 should be equal to M1A. So T1 minus T2 minus Fk1, you take it that side. M1A plus mu m1g. You call it as equation 1b. Next, let us try for m2. This is T2. This is accelerating force, and no other tension is there, only frictional force. So I get T2 minus Fk2 is equal to M2A. Therefore, T2 will be M2A plus mu M2G. You should have lots of patience to solve this type of problems. 1C. Now, using them, in place of T2, you can substitute M2A plus mu M2G, and in this substitute that in place of T2. Then bring the T1, equate them. So what I mean is 1B and 1C. One B and 1C implies T1 minus T2 M2A plus mu M2G. I substituted this T2 here, will be equal to M1A plus mu M1G. Then in place of T1, you write M0G minus M0A minus half M2A plus mu M2G is equal to M1A plus mu M1G. Now it's very easy to simplify for acceleration. So if you arrange the terms, bring all the terms having acceleration to left hand side and other terms to right hand side. So we'll be getting, logically also you can remember, one is M0, because that accelerating force is first generated by M0 minus half total frictional force, that is frictional force on M1 mu M1G, frictional force on M2 mu M2G. So total frictional force on M1 and M2 mu into M1 plus M2 multiplied by G. Whole, of course, M0 also G is there, by mass, total mass of all the blocks. You can remember logically like this. You need not put all these equations. See how easy. First three equations you can put. This simplification you can skip if you have the logic. The only accelerating force acting on the entire system is M0G. Forces opposing, logic I am telling. This logic is applicable to these model problems. Okay. So the force causing acceleration is M0G. The forces opposing the motion, frictional force on M1 and frictional force on M2, because mu is same. Sometimes mu will be different. Assuming that mu is same, mu into M1 plus M2 into G. So accelerating force is M0G minus mu into M1 plus M2 into G. So I have taken G common divided by total mass of all the three blocks. That's a common acceleration. And if you want to express it in vector form, because acceleration is moving in downward direction, it is minus k. Now come to this. So you got the acceleration. So T2 is equal to M2 into G plus A. You need patience to solve, I am telling. So bring this A here, substitute this A here, and if you simplify, I am giving the final result. Please check and tell me tomorrow whether my calculation is right or wrong. Yeah, for this class, I worked out early morning so that another model problem can I attempt. That's the main purpose. Otherwise, I can spare another 10 minutes and keep solving it. You please solve it afterwards. So T2 will be finally simplified as M naught into mu plus 1. The most simplification part, I am leaving it to you. By M naught plus M1 plus M2 into M2 into G. This is T1. Sorry, T2. Now, in this, T2, substitute the value of T2 here. You can find the formula for T1. So this equation you can call it as 2. This equation you can call it as 3. So now, substituting 2 and 3 in 1B, or acceleration is there. Directly substitute the formula for acceleration. Substituting 2 in 1 directly in 1A implies T1 is equal to M naught into M1 plus M2 into mu plus 1 into G by M naught plus M1 plus M2. So logic I am telling you to remember. M naught into mu plus 1 is common for T1 and T2. Now, because T2 is acting only on M2, you are getting M2 into G. M naught into mu plus 1 by M naught plus M1 plus M2 is common for both. T2 is acting only on M2, so it's coming M2G. T1 is acting on both M1 and M2, therefore you are getting into M1 plus M2 into G. So logically also you can remember. T2 on M2. So this is common into M2G because it's acting only on M2. T1 is acting on M1 and M2. So this M naught into mu plus 1 into G is common. In place of M2, the additional thing what we got is M1 plus M2 because T1 is acting on M1 and M2. I should not tell such things because that may misguide you to solve similar problems. But still, this is the way in which you have to think of logic. Your own way of thinking logic will help you to solve the problems. It cannot be induced by me. I'm just telling you the way. I'm telling you the way of developing a logic to do the problems easily. So once you get acceleration, then T1 and T2 can be remembered logically. That's what I mean. liquid comprehension, they can ask. Logical way of thinking will be always the best for advanced. One should not work like a labor, filling the pages. If friction is not there, then m naught m2 by m naught plus m1 plus m2 into g. Here, m naught into m1 plus m2 into g by m naught plus m1 plus m2. Finish. Same blocks, they may show it as m1, m2, m3. Whatever modification they do, you can, you should be able to attempt it. Yeah, I'll try to upload them in YouTube channel. I'll give my YouTube channel name also. My name is only. I'll just give it in the last. I'll try to upload them by today. What all problems we did day before yesterday, yesterday and today. You can have a revision. If any doubt is there, I think tomorrow you may have an exam. Sir asked me to have exam yesterday itself. I said no. Let me complete few topics. After that, you please plan. I said. So tomorrow you may have an exam. And all the topics done by me in February, March, yeah, like gravitation, etc., properties of matter, we did up to advanced level questions. From IRDO only I did. So there, if you have those notebooks, it's better if you refer them. Finished that?
Yes, sir.
Good. Take the next question, please. It's a standard model. It's also from IRDO only. The time taken by a body to ascend a rough inclined plane. Time taken by a body to ascend a rough inclined plane is eta is equal to 2 times. Eta is equal to 2 times less than. Eta is equal to 2 times less than the time of descent. Eta is equal to 2 times less than the time of descent. If the angle of inclination is 53 degrees, if the angle of inclination is 53 degrees, because this lengthy problem we did, I explained you the logic to remember also. If you practice, you yourself will understand. Find the coefficient of friction of the surface. So it is given that time of ascent is equal to eta times the time of descent. So I'm not deriving them. Only thing I can show you is whenever a body is attempted to move up the plane, mg sine theta and frictional force, mu mg cos theta will be acting down the plane. So you will get A1 is g into sine theta plus mu cos theta. Whereas if the body is attempting to slide down the plane, then this is mg and this is mg sine theta. This is frictional force, mu mg cos theta. Therefore, we get acceleration A2 is g into sine theta minus mu cos theta. And you know very well, time is given by 2s by a. This is 2l by a. So now let us use these equations. TA 2l by a1 is eta times 2l by a2. So substitute the values, square it on both sides. Eta into a1, eta square, sorry, sine theta plus mu cos theta should be equal to a2 sine theta minus mu cos theta. So if you rearrange the terms, take the common mu one side and take the eta square sine theta to other side, you will finally get the formula for mu as eta square minus 1 by eta square plus 1 into tan theta. Iridov always gives importance to relations rather than numericals. In JEE Advanced, see, most of the questions are relation based questions only. So eta is given as 2, therefore mu will be, that is added by me of course, 4 minus 1 is 3 and 4 plus 1 is 5. So tan 53 degrees, tan 53, 4 by 3. So it is 4 by 5, means the coefficient is 0.8. Similarly, rocket propulsion, simple concept only. You try that. Direct formula is there. Because the mass will be varying with respect to time. So that you can try. Standard concept is there in many books. Yeah, let us do one more from Iridov. Completed, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yes. A force F is equal to 80. It's a time varying force, he means. a force F is equal to AT. Acts on a body of mass M resting on a horizontal surface. Acts on a body of mass M resting on a horizontal surface. Find the velocity of the body at the moment of breaking off the plane. At the moment of breaking off the plane. Second, distance traversed by the body up to this moment. So, this is the body. The weight of the block is mg acting in downward direction. Normal reaction. This is F. F cos alpha, angle with horizontal. F sin alpha. So from this directly we can get yes, at the time of breaking of the surface. See, imagine you are in a net and the net is made to swing. So you are pushed into the air. As long as you are on the net, your weight acts on the net in downward direction and the normal reaction of net will act on you. So until and unless you have some supporting base, there will not be any normal reaction. Now, once you are pushed by the net in upward direction during the swinging process, you don't have any contact with the rigid surface. So at the time, the normal reaction becomes zero. This logic you must get immediately on reading this type of problems. So let us try to get the normal reaction. It is the normal reaction will be mg minus f sin alpha, that should be equal to 0 at the time the body is breaking the plane. So I get mg minus or mg is equal to f is given as 80, the force that is acting. I think I have given you, no? Yeah. F is equal to 80, so I'll get 80 sin alpha. Therefore, the time after which it breaks up the surface is mg by a sin alpha. Next, accelerating force on the block. How the block is able to move from A to the edge of the surface? Because we resolve the force into components. The horizontal component is the accelerating force. So this will be equal to MA. Means I get MA I'll say omega, because already we are used to the symbol omega for acceleration. Already A is there in the problem. So M omega is equal to Yes, it is F cos alpha. So F is equal to AT. So it is AT cos alpha. Then so we have omega is equal to AT by M into cos alpha. This is nothing but rate of change of velocity dv by dt. I told you yesterday, you should have the command to use the integration and differentiation wherever it is needed. So dv by dt is equal to AT by M cos alpha. Therefore, dv is equal to AT by M cos alpha dt. So now I want V. I am doing here. So if I want V, it is integral dV. It is A cos alpha by M is constant into integral T dt. Therefore, I get velocity as A cos alpha T square by 2M. Next, if you want distance, this is integral V dt. So we get A cos alpha is anyhow constant. T square will become T cube by 3. Already 2M is there. So the distance it covers before it breaks off the surface is A cos alpha T cube by 6M. Now you substitute the value of T in both velocity and acceleration terms. T is equal to, we have got mg by A sin alpha. So substitute the value of T here as well as here. You will be getting the expressions for velocity and acceleration. I'm writing here. Please do the simplification part afterwards. So T will be mg square cos alpha. I can confidently say all Irido problems are error free. I can say 99.99. 2A sin square alpha. And the distance covered it before it breaks up is m square g cube cos alpha by 6a square sin cube alpha. The alpha cube has come because t cube is there in this. T we don't know, we calculated t. Therefore, the T formula is substituted in both velocity and distance expressions we derived. Next. Finished, ma?
Yes, sir.
A plane surface is inclined at an angle beta. I told you we have not done that projectile motion on inclined plane. Now I am doing that problem. PM on inclined plane. A plane surface is inclined at an angle beta above the horizontal. Above the horizontal. A bullet is fired from the bottom of the inclined plane, with a velocity u. With a velocity u at an angle alpha, with the horizontal. Find the maximum range. It can come as problem also. Standard concepts. So first of all, to begin with, so this is how it strikes the inclined plane at A, and now you should resolve G in this XY plane, taking the plane as x-axis. It's not horizontal, remember. So this will be G. This will be G sine beta. 1 minute, please. Sir, చెప్పండి.
అదే డేటా ఏమన్నా ఈరోజు చేశారు నాకు ఇప్పుడు ఆయన ఇప్పుడు దర్శనం మొత్తం ఆన్లైన్ అది కూడా 300 ఒకటి కొనాలని ఏ రేటు ఏమన్నా
So here the motion is explained with reference to the inclined plane along x-axis. Therefore, when the G is now resolved into components, the component of G down the plane is G sine beta and normal to the plane is G cos beta. So in a time of flight during which it moves from O to A, we have the equation for vertical displacement y as ut plus half ay t square, and because initially it is at O, finally it is at A, therefore the net vertical displacement is 0. So uy here is the angle made by the velocity vector with the inclined plane becomes alpha minus beta. So we get u sine alpha minus beta into time of flight will be equal to half into ay. This is a vertical component of acceleration should take, because initially it is moving up. So minus g cos beta into t square. So this is in fact minus, it should be equal to 0. Therefore this minus sign will go. From this we'll get the time of flight, standard formula only, 2u sine alpha minus beta by g cos beta. Next, OB. OB will be UOB into T. So it is the angle made by the velocity vector with OB is alpha. So it becomes U cos alpha into 2U sine alpha minus beta by G cos beta. And you take cos beta. This triangle I am separately showing. This is A, this is B, this I am taking it as X. So from this OA is nothing but R, range. So cos beta is X by R. Therefore I get finally the formula for R as, so X is equal to R into cos beta. Sorry, we want R na, so therefore R is equal to X by cos beta. So finally the final formula for range is U square, already cos beta is there, U into U square will come, cos beta is there, so U square by G cos square beta, if you take common, and we will use sine A minus B principle to finally get 2 sine alpha minus beta into cos alpha. So that is the formula for range. And for R is equal to R maximum, sine of 2 alpha minus beta should be equal to 1. So 2 alpha minus beta should be 90 degrees. Therefore I get alpha as beta by 2 plus pi by 4. So if you substitute in this formula, then the maximum range will come out to be U square by G into 1 plus sine beta. So this is about the oblique projectile motion on the inclined plane. So this is basic concept. Using that, all relevant questions can be attempted. So with this, I am concluding. Better join the class by at least 8:05, so that I won't be under tension for my next class to join. You also would be losing the time. That's what I wanted to advise. Okay.